Good morning, Brian with Grand Roofing, bringing you a quick video inspection, and I apologize, the video content has lacked here recently. It's cold, I hate the winter, I hate working in the cold. It's kind of lagged a little bit, so I figured I'd bring you along on this quick live recorded, uploaded shortly later. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Let's get over to what's going on here. We're doing a quick leak inspection for possible repair or some things what we can recommend to them. Let's switch camera around and head on over. Pretty little flag right there. By the way, thank you to whoever it was that commented about these little kick-out standoffs. Check out the link in the description down below. I love those things. Protects the gutter, keeps everything nice and safe. They just ride in there. I like it. I'll leave a link down below. So there's a leak inside, right around this dormer here. I was inside. They got a little access hole cut so I could see what's going on. We'll head on over there, look at some things, what we could possibly do, or recommend to them. So first off, in my area, we get predominant winds blowing out of the southwest here. So these two walls are going to get hit harder than any in the common storms in my area. By the way, quick little tip here. If you're a homeowner and you got this leak that only comes in, it's persistent in certain times, not all the time, pay attention the next time it leaks, which direction the winds were blowing in your area. Very rarely do we get strong winds out of the east and storms coming from the east blowing towards the west, but if you happen to have a leak that leaks only in those occasions, pay attention to the weather pattern. That could kind of guide you to where to look if it's not leaking all the time. This here doesn't appear to be a roof issue. It's more of a flashing and siding issue, but let's check it out. I'll show you what I recommend, what could be done. By the way, I don't know much of the history on the roof other than it is aged pretty good. Turn the camera on and check this out. So you can see there's a little bit of wear to this. There's a lot of granule loss. There's some fiberglass showing. Doesn't mean it's bad, but what's going on here is this flashing area. So inside the home, there's a cutout right here, that like just a little toe wall that goes to the floor, just a foot or two down. And you can feel in here, and unfortunately it's pretty dry right now because we've not had rain in like a week. But looking at this caulking and flashing stuff here, some things to point out. If you have a leak going on, don't just start caulking stuff, because it may not fix the problem. It could actually make it worse. So when wind's blowing, wind-driven rain or just windy rain's hitting the walls, we're gonna look at this area here. Even though this is all caulked, more importantly, you gotta watch in here in this area and this one here coming down, this J channel. If you look in here where this cut is, if the flashing goes up behind this and water's coming in right here, chances are it's gonna go down behind the flashing as well, unless you have a house wrap that goes over your flashing. Typically re-roofs, they don't tear off your siding to do that, so that's something to watch for. Don't just start caulking it unless it actually needs to be caulked. But you want to make sure your water's going to flow out onto things and down and off. This is a big issue right here. We'll look at this real quick. So it does have step flashing going up. Looks like it's close to the areas it needs to be. It appears that it is. You know, you can see like it's on top of the shingle below this one, which is good. It's where it needs to be. And this shingle here is actually down far, but the flashing looks to be the right area. This is pretty loose. I'll check that out. There's a big crack right here. This is just sitting in here. Yeah, it's not even nailed in. Let's check this out real quick. All right, so we can see easily on this, it does have flashings nailed to it. There's no house wrap. So what I just said here could easily be the case where water's coming in and it's bypassing the flashing due to it missing house wrap, and the flashing is not tucked with house wrap over it. So if it's coming in here, it's probably bypassing the flashing, the wall flashing. Right here, you want to make sure, actually I can feel it's short. Let's look in here at this. So this is cut down so they can shove it in easy, but chances are, well actually I know it's not chances are, because I can feel it's cut short. Let's see if I can show you in here. Yeah, it's cut short all the way up. They just cut it and shoved it in. So what's going on is water running down the corner. Can you see under here? It's just jumping this flashing and running right down. And you can see right down to the cut. I need some light. The camera's not showing it, but I can see it in just about a quarter inch from my finger. There's an area that's going right into the attic area. And that is right where we were feeling the water, or where they felt the water coming down on a stud right here from the corner of the wall. So this isn't really great. It's more of a siding issue and kind of a poor first piece of flashing right here. I would have extended this a little bit further, trimmed the bottom, had this go up higher and bent a 45-degree angle and made sure it goes up behind everything. Because again, you get water running, hitting the siding, coming down to this channel. You want to make sure that it's going to come out onto your flashing, which it barely is right here, but if you look back further, see how it's cut short? So that's not good, and this isn't good. We're just going to tuck that back in there, let them know they got some flashing that's loose. Let me set the phone down real quick. Hang on a second. Yeah, that's just setting in there. Looks like more of a flashing issue going on here. Same here, you could be blocking this water, but it could be coming in from above higher. Easily could be coming in here. Let's check over the other side, even though they said it wasn't leaking here. See a broken piece with a folded corner here, which, you know, they don't have a leak coming in is what they said, but let's just see if we can see in here a little bit. I see step flashing, and I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up with a, I don't know if light, but in that dark spot, I can see it with my eye. There's what I like to call the accordion style. It's like essentially a bent piece of flashing, and a machine presses and folds these ribs in so it makes a 90, and that goes in, and then your step flashing on top. So that's good, provided they have it lapped correctly, dumping out onto a shingle. But this, not so good. If water hits here, it could be running in and right in between the lumber and the flashing piece. So that needs to be addressed. I'd definitely look at this, even though it's not leaking now. There is one other leak over here they're talking about, though, near the transition down here. So let's check this out. So this is all heated inside area. There's a window right over this, and in this general spot there's a leak coming down. It's nothing to do down here. I don't see any obvious damage, but I see some water when I was squishing on this flue pipe right here. You see the water squishing out of it. So there's water in here. Let's look at the flashing here, make sure everything's tucked right. Some things to point out. First thing I noticed right off the bat, there's no rain collar on this. Typically, you got your flashing, you got a rain collar, at least that's what I call it, slides down real tight, and you'll caulk that and it diverts water around pretty good. Then you got your cap on it. What you typically have going wrong here, I moved the pipe and you can see there's a tear here, and it was flipping out away here. It's kind of hard to show you with me shaking, but water hitting the pipe, rain's gonna blow. It doesn't take much to just hit the pipe, run down, goes into areas like this. This could have a rain collar shoved on, or at, you know, minimum, at least recaulking it. As far as the flashing, they typically come down about this far, maybe a little bit further, I don't know, but you wanna make sure it's on top of a passive roofing. I'm guessing it's probably down to the roof deck, and then they brought everything up around it, so you're relying solely on the flashing and the sticking adhesiveness and the caulking around here, so that's not good. I can't verify 100%, but my thought is it's this, water getting in around, down the pipe and getting down, that's where it's coming in, squishing. Then it's also just trickling under the roof, down a truss or rafter, dropping off inside. Want to make sure that's nothing above the pipe. So you want to look into your keyways, make sure there's no tears, make sure there's no stacked keyways, make sure there's no nails in those keyway areas. Make sure the roll roofing or modified, whatever it is that you're working with, goes up plenty far, which it appears to be. The pattern is sufficient. So this could be caulked. I don't know what they got going on where this actually is. I can't see it. But those are what I think it is right there. Kind of wrap up, we're sitting around 8 minutes or so. Appreciate you guys watching. Again, I apologize I haven't had the time to shoot the content. I hate working in this cold weather. It's brutal. My hands are freezing right now. I'm ready for like April and May and good warmer weather for roofing. Actually, I hate roofing, so if you could give it a thumbs up. It takes a lot to manage the channel, keep the content coming. Kind of want to just trade crypto and get my money working for me more than being out in this brutal weather, so please give it a thumbs up. By the way, we started the video off with a pretty little flag out there. So the secret word for you guys, so I know you watched this far and we're here with me till the end, is flag. By the way, those of you veterans, those of you that served, appreciate it. Hoorah to all you guys to make this country free for us to do what we do here. So give it a thumbs up for that, for those that serve the country. Until next time, be safe, and we'll see you on the next video.